guys, welcome back to my channel and another swatch and review. Today I have swatches for you of the Orly by Kelli Marissa Witching Hour collection. This is a 6-piece collection that came out in collaboration with obviously Kelli Marissa for kind of Halloween time. The collection consists of 3 topper shades and 3 jellies, and if you are an Orly Color Pass subscriber, you did have like a little bit early access, like the day before, so it wasn't like super ahead of time, but you did get early access. And for the first, I think, like week or so, there was a code to save a little bit of extra money off of this. As it is now, for the 6-piece collection, it costs $72. And like I said, you get 3 exclusive toppers and jellies. I think this is kind of one of those limited edition things where once it's gone, I don't think they're bringing it back, or if they do, it'll be a ways down the line. There are a couple other bundles available as well on the Orly website that have both the 6-piece collection and some bonus add-ons. So there's one that has their Shining Armor top coat and their Bonder base, and that one costs $86. And then they have one called the Glow Big Bundle, which is this, the Shining Armor top coat, the Bonder base, and a glow topper, and that's $92.50. Or you can get this plus the glow topper for $78.25. They have this plus the 2 greens that Kelli Marissa did with Orly a while back, and that one's $77.60. So you do have a variety of ways to purchase these. However, you can only get them as the 6-piece set. They did separate out one of the toppers, but that sold out really quickly. So if you want any of these, your only option is to either buy the full 6-piece set or get it in a D-stash, I guess, which maybe you'll be able to, but it's pretty fresh. It's pretty new. But we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end. I ended up cutting my nails before I did this video just because they were looking pretty beat up, and I did break one in a stupid way. I was setting a magnet down on my Helmer, and the magnet like magnetized to the Helmer and literally snapped my nail. It was so stupid. I just kind of stood there and I was like, cool, glad that happened. But my nails were looking a little bit cracked, a little bit busted, and you know, because I was gonna swatch 3 jellies, I just felt like they'll look a little cleaner, a little nicer with that part cut off. So let's get into the swatch and review, and I'm going to show you full hand swatches as well as live swatches of all of these polishes, and I will show you the toppers over the polishes in the Kelli Marissa collection, and then we will chat a little bit more at the end about my thoughts and just one issue that I really had with this collection in general. So up first we have Oasis Jelly, and I gotta say guys, I played with my camera settings for 5 to 10 minutes trying to make this appear on camera as it does in real life. On camera, I feel like it reads way more blue. In real life, it is a very, very teal color. And all of these jellies apply as every jelly I've ever had does. On the first coat, it looks pretty streaky and very transparent, as you know, it is a jelly. And then on the second coat, it does build up, but you still have that squishy jelly quality, a little bit see-through. And here is my swatch photo. It still looks much darker on the camera than it does in real life. Then we have Mystic Jelly. This is a really fun purple jelly. Definitely my favorite. If you know me, you know I love these kinds of purples. Again, on that first coat, pretty sheer. It almost looks like magenta-ish going on. But with jellies, as you add layers, you usually will never get full opacity, but you definitely will get that kind of color payoff. And you can see it deepens up the color quite a bit, and you get that really not quite neon but really fun purple color here. And here is the full hand swatch. I can see my nail line pretty hard, but these are fun for layering. And finally, we have Smoke Jelly. This is the first black jelly that I have ever owned, and I was really excited for the nail art potentials with this. I do feel like it's darker than I expected it to be. I mean, like I said, jellies build up, and while you will never really get full opacity, they do build on that color, and I just kind of expected this to be a little bit more translucent on the nail. And so I might have to play around with this when it comes to nail art, because I really do want to use this for layering, but I feel like, look, with 2 coats, we almost can't see my nail line at all, which is actually the opposite of what I wanted for this polish. I wanted to be able to see through it, weirdly enough. Next up, we have the toppers, and I'm going to show you all three application and then show you in the full hand swatch. The first one is called Spellbound. I'm putting this over Mystic Jelly, and this one has orange, black, and holographic hex glitters with a smattering of hollow in there as well. And they really do have a lot on the brush, these hex glitter ones. This one is Wild Card. It reminds me of Goosebumps. It's got purple, black, and green, and no hollow in this one, all matte glitters. And finally, we have the star of the show, Wing It. We have little bits of silver hollow, little black glitters, and then, of course, bat-shaped glitters. Now, I held this upside down for 5 to 10 minutes before application, and on that first swipe, I still didn't have any bats. It was a little bit difficult. You kind of have to fish for these, but that is the nature of bigger glitters, so I understand that. It was just a little bit disappointing that I only could get about 2 bats per nail before I really was like overworking it. And I'm going to show you all three of the toppers on the 2 colors that they show up on, Oasis Jelly and Mystic Jelly. And you can see it on 3 different nails there. So what did you guys think of this collection? I have purchased all of the Orly by Kelli Marissa collabs so far. They did a trio, and then they did a green duo, and now they have this, you know, full 6-piece collection. And I really like Orly's style when they drop a collection, having it be 6 pieces. I feel like it's small enough. And also I'm obsessed with this little alien guy on the back and this little Kelli Marissa here. So on a positive note, like this collection was very much representative of Kelli Marissa. You know, she loves jellies. She loves toppers. She likes doing like nail art, jelly sandwich type stuff. So this is perfect for her. And this is also perfect for someone like me who also really enjoys jellies and who also loves a good topper. I will say, however, there are a lot of people out there who do not like jellies. They do not care for jellies. They don't want anything to do with jellies. And I respect your opinion. I disagree, but I respect that you guys are allowed to think that way. And there was a lot of people who I talked to who said, I only want the toppers. And they were really disappointed that they were going to have to spend like $70 just so that they could get access to 3 toppers. So as just from a consumer point of view, I really wish that Orly had separated the polishes out, either selling all 6 individually as well so that people could get the ones they wanted. They could pick and choose like they do with their regular collections, or at the very least done 2 trios that were also available, you know, the toppers as a trio and the jellies as a trio. So if somebody just wanted all 3 toppers, they could get those as well. From a business perspective, I definitely understand why they did it like this. There are 2 really big reasons that I can see why you would only have it in the 6-piece collection. And one is you don't want to create a lot of excess, especially for something that's a limited edition holiday kind of themed collection, because after Halloween, most people, not all people, but most people aren't going to be thinking about Halloween for another year. And they're not going to be thinking about buying Halloween themed toppers after Halloween is over. So they'll be left with a bunch of surplus stock. But also putting them all in one collection and making that the only way you can get the one polish you want, making you spend, you know, extra dollars on one polish, that's beneficial to the company. And those are 2 common things that you run into when it comes to limited edition stuff and things sold in bundles and things like that. So whereas like for me, I would have bought this either way. I know there's a lot of people out there who felt pretty disappointed, and they did end up separating out the Bats topper, the Wing It right here. But overall, like, it sold out so fast that I'm sure most of the people who wanted just this topper, because I think this was the main one that people specifically wanted, it wasn't enough to meet the demand. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's just nail polish. It's not that serious, but it is disappointing when you can't get the thing that you want for the normal price point, you know? As for the collection as a whole, I really liked the color choices. I felt like the Oasis Jelly was kind of like a non-traditional color to pick to put into like a Halloween collection, but it still works. It works really well. Actually, I have a Game Boy sitting in front of me from the last video I filmed that I feel like, again, on camera, it doesn't look the same, but in person, this kind of matches the blue Game Boy color. And I just love this color, you know? Of course, my favorite of the jellies is probably Mystic Jelly, just because this is my vibe, kind of a purple. I really like this purple. And for those 2 jellies, I do feel like they are true jellies. I feel like or they're not true jellies, but the types of jellies I like, where there's still a little bit you can see through. There's not like full opacity or even close to opacity, which is what I like in a jelly. I know, again, not everybody loves a jelly, but I do, and that's what I like to see. But for smoke jelly, I was kind of surprised by how dark it is, because to me, a lot of the jelly sandwiches that I've seen people do with this are really hard to pick up with the eye. I myself have not experimented with layering this one yet, but on its own, I like it. I think it's, you know, a nice squishy black color. But my friend Fanaticure, Stephanie of Fanaticure, I guess I should say her name, she did some really cool like layered nail art on her stream like last week, and she used all the colors, but like when she tried to layer this, it really covered up the designs, and so I was a little bit surprised because I thought this was going to be just a little bit lighter of a wash of color, but you know, that's just the way it goes sometimes. So yeah, favorite from the jellies is definitely Mystic Jelly. Now, as for the toppers, the second I saw Wing It, the bat topper, I was like, all right, yep, you sold me, you got me, you know me. But the other two are very much like Kelli Marissa toppers to me as well. They are reminiscent of, she did that collaboration with Loud recently where it was just 4 chunky colored toppers, and these were the like the hexagon glitters. I know what a hexagon is. They're just plain hex glitters, a lot of different colors mixing around. They're both super Halloweeny, so I do really like these. I'm not a big hex glitter topper anymore. When I first got into polish, I only bought hex glitter toppers. Now I have a lot, and I'm specifically looking for more unique or interesting glitters, but these are definitely super Halloween mode, and so I do appreciate them, especially within this collection. I think that over, you know, these colors, they are perfect. But as I said, the one that I was really holding out hope for, the excitement was there for, is Wing It. And this has a bunch of holographic glitter, tiny, tiny black glitters, and then bat-shaped glitters. And I was like, yes, let's do this. And I like this topper. Don't get me wrong. I think the concept is great. I just found it frustrating, and I should have known better, because weird glitters and like chunkier glitters, you always, always, always end up having to fish for them in the bottle. And this was no different for me. I don't know if other people have had a different experience, but I sat there and I swirled and I swirled, and there's not a single bat on the brush. And so I kind of had to dig and inspect the brush before I put it onto my nails, just to make sure that I was getting a couple bats on there, because that's the whole point of this. It probably would have been better if I just bought some bat-shaped glitters and like applied them on the nails, but that's no fun. I think next time what I'm going to do is, there's kind of the tried and true chunky glitter trick where you hold it upside down for several minutes, or like set it upside down somewhere and leave it alone. And those heavier glitters are going to like sink from here up to the top. And that way, when you flip it over and you start painting your nails, your brush is more likely to catch them. And I think that's what I'm going to try next time I try out Wing It. Despite the problems that I had with this, or they're not even real problems, it's kind of what happens with these chunkier glitters. Despite that, it's still my favorite of the 3 toppers, just because it's the most unique to my collection. I have some China Glaze glitters that are reminiscent of these two, and I still like these. I like the hollow, especially in Spellbound, because I don't know, those hollow glitters really make this pop. And then I love this matte, very Goosebumps color scheme. So I still love both of these, but definitely if they sold everything individually, I still would have bought all 6 of these. I'm about to lie to you and say I only would have bought the bat glitter. No, Hillary, you're a stupid liar. Like, you would have bought all of them because you are that type of person. So out of all of them though, this is the one I did want the most. I can at least say that with certainty. The other fun thing though about this collection was in every single box, they gave you a little tarot card of Kelli Marissa. And I just thought that was like so precious. Like, I want a tarot card of me. I think that's super cute. And she's got the little like nail polishes everywhere. On the back, there's a QR code that takes you to a video that if you purchase this collection, you know, you have access to. I don't think I can share that. I would feel kind of bad sharing that. I don't know. I'm sure someone has shared it, so you can probably find it somewhere. But I just stuck this up on my little shelves because I thought it was so cute. And all over the back is like the patterning on the box as well. Like got the little skull, the tarot cards, snake, the little alien. It's just really precious. It's such a good full collection. But I am, again, very disappointed for those of you who wanted the individual polishes instead of the full 6, because that is a pricey buy-in, 72 bucks. That's a lot to just drop on a whim. So I do understand people's complaints, and I do really feel for you guys. But I mean, with that said, I personally am happy with my purchase, and I'm excited to see more jellies from Orly, to be honest, because they did their they did a 3 jelly drop this summer, and they already had one kind of floating around in their collection. So now we've got 3 more. I feel like maybe Orly's kind of testing the waters with jellies a little bit more. I'd love to see how successful they are, because I know I like them, but I know a lot of you guys in my comments, whenever I talk about jellies, you're like, ew, no, I don't love that, which is totally fine. I hated them when I first got into polish, so. Oh, one more weird thing that happened with this purchase, and this has happened to me specifically with Orly beforehand as well. I ordered, like I said, I ordered on the day before it launched for everybody. And then I started seeing, a few days later, I started seeing people getting theirs in the mail. And I was getting frustrated because I was like, I didn't get a shipping notification yet. I didn't really get any kind of like emails or anything saying like, hey, we got your order. Like nothing like that. Well, no, they did get my order, but they didn't send a shipping notification or like even like create a label notification or anything like that. And so I was like, why is everybody who ordered after me getting their order before me? Like that's so frustrating. And I commented on somebody on Instagram, and I was like, man, how'd you get yours already? I'm still waiting. And they were like, hold on, because I didn't get a shipment notification and it just showed up. And so then the next day, of course, it just showed up. I didn't get a single notification up to that point. And then the next day, I got a notification saying, hey, we shipped your order. And I'm like, yeah, no, duh. I have it in my hands, you dorks. So I don't know if there was like, their system was overwhelmed or something like that. But this has happened to me with Orly before. And a lot of times my Orly orders do take a little bit longer to arrive to me, because Orly is situated all the way out in California and I'm all the way over here in Michigan. So it does take a little bit longer. And I always expect that from them. But for some reason, I just didn't get a notification. And I don't know if that happened to anybody else. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. Let me know down below, did you guys pick this up, or are you still planning to pick this up? Or did any of you manage to just get the bat topper? And if you're one of the people who didn't pick this up because you only wanted a couple of the polishes, let me know down below. What were the polishes that you specifically wanted from this collection? Was it just the jellies? Was it just the toppers? Was it a combo, like one of each or something like that? I'd really like to hear and just kind of see like how that data kind of skewed. But yeah, that's going to be it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.